In the instance that you are chasing after excellence, you have to do it for you. You can't let your reason be for anyone else. It's got to be because it's truly what you want to accomplish. And today was a lesson in that. It was a lesson in understanding that other people don't really get it. Even if they try, even if they're supportive of you, they still will not necessarily get your motivation and understand why you're doing things the way you do them. We're doing deep clean in the rec center right now, which means the weight room is completely stripped, and you have to find kind of alternate means. Where I spent from 8 a.m. to 4:30 today working, doing a deep clean of the weight room and the cardio area and the bathrooms and the locker rooms and everything. And not my favorite way to spend a day. We were fortunate enough that the head personal trainer at the facility opened up. This is the private personal trainer room upstairs in the rec, where you have to be a client to get in, and he opened it up for us. And it's definitely not built for a powerlifter, but we were fortunate enough to get in here. And I kind of had to alter things a little bit, but just adjust on the fly. And it was one of those examples of, even when someone's being supportive and helping you out, you have to find the motivation yourself to make your situation work, because this was really not ideal. These bars were really different. This is a whole Rogue Fitness setup, and I'm not used to using this equipment. As you can see, the plates are really wide and fill up the bar pretty much. This is only 405, but it looks like I've got like 700 pounds on there. And it created a crazy amount of whip on the bar. And on my work sets for bench, they don't have any 2.5s up here, so I just went 315 for my 5 triples. Had to figure out where to put the pins on the rack system and the bench itself. It was just a lot of adjusting. And then when I got to my sets of 5 doubles here at 495, this isn't a crazy weight for me, but I walked it out, and the weight is shaking on my back because it's so far out on the bar, and the floor up here isn't impact rated. And so I was told that I could use this part of the facility, but I had to be gentle with the equipment because I wasn't allowed to break anything. And so I pretty much maxed out this bar with 495. If I would have had a little bit different setup, I probably would have tried to use some different plates to minimize that amount of wiggle. This bar was shaking on my back like 650 plus does with only 500 pounds. You can see how much whip is on there, and I'm not used to that. So it was really weird trying to control that. And then, my feet set up, I have those little metal plates underneath that I was gauging for my stance. It was just different. And you really have to take the opportunity that you're given and utilize it to the best of your ability. Another rule of this particular room is that you have to be supervised anytime you're using it. And normally a Shaco workout for me will take anywhere from 2 to 3 hours plus if I'm adequately resting in between sets. And so I had to kind of get moving through this because there was a limited amount of time that I had someone to be able to be up there and supervising and making sure that everything was safe, just for liability purposes. And so it was a day of adjustment, but I don't have any complaints. I was lucky enough to even get to use the facility at all, and so that's how it worked. I will say these bars were extra. It was a little nerve-wracking using this. There's no center knurling on these bars, so as nice as they are, the bar, every time it whipped on me, it tried to pull itself down my back a little bit, which was pretty tough. But did what I could. I was supposed to do a 5x5 after those squats on bench, but I just didn't have time. Everyone else was leaving and finishing their workouts, and so I condensed my 5x5 into 2 sets. This first set was 245 for 15 reps, and then I came back and did it for another 10 about 2 minutes later. And that was pretty rough. I was burning out pretty hard. I had a good sweat going this entire workout because I was just moving as quickly as I could. And then didn't have time to do any regular accessory work, and so I just did some pull-ups and a little bit of, a little bit of ring work here. Nothing terribly fancy, but just did what I could and made it through. And that's what you have to do. It's crazy to think about how little people know about what it is you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish. Even if they have a vested interest in you as a person, it is crazy. I don't know how many people I know that have told someone an incorrect number that I've hit, said that I've deadlifted 800 pounds or something, because to them, they don't really, unless you're a competitive powerlifter, 800 pounds, 700 pounds, 1,000 pounds are all just so far above your scope of what your context of understanding. It's just heavy. It's all heavy to you, and so it's interesting to talk to people about it and say, yeah, I lift weights and I'm pretty decent at it and I put up some big numbers, and it's just once you get to a certain point, it just becomes so mind blowing to them that they don't even understand, and so you have to make your situation work, and you have to understand that other people do not approach it the same way that you do when you get to a high level, and when you get to even an introductory level or an intermediate level where you just have a base understanding of the thing you're doing. So thank you guys for watching. I'm going to have to find something else to do on Thursday because I can't deadlift in this space. It's just the floors will not take it. So we'll see what happens, but fingers are crossed that something works out. I'm sure it will. Things always seem to. And I can't wait to talk to you guys then. So thanks, and I will talk to you Thursday. Bye.